Fine. Wait.
Yeah, we can. It's okay.
It keeps getting weird no matter what I
I
do.
think you need to angle it down a little bit more. No, I guess this will be fine. Okay. Hi, I'm Dave, and this is Benjamin, and
Papa Davey, I'm laughing.
we're going to talk about, well, some characters that Benjamin has been creating.
Yeah, like the Waterway Troubles.
Yes.
We made a lot of characters of those.
Yes, you have.
Okay, let's talk about Wushu, the eldest of the Wong brothers.
Right.
The Yellow Justice. And also do a little more world building.
Okay.
Because like I said before, is that that Yellow Justice was the justice system, well, that's what they call themselves.
Mhm.
Some people call them colored justices.
The colored justices?
Yeah, because they all had a color along with justice.
Okay.
Like Black Justice was the leader. He was a 7-foot tall, all black man. He had Superman syndrome.
Interesting.
Yeah, where he grew taller, but didn't really have much physical abilities.
Huh.
That's what a Superman syndrome is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Which probably explains why Superman isn't super tall like a lot of people would imagine. I think the main universe Superman will be a lot shorter when compared to the absolute Batman.
Well, he's supposed to be only like 6 feet.
Yeah, well, absolute Batman's 6'6", and he's been titled the Batman who lives.
Who lifts?
Lifts.
I said that.
And I do not mean like he works out like crazy. He has a very large build. Back to the point. Black Justice and many other justices were wronged by a societal racism.
Where are they from?
Like anywhere.
Okay. But
and everywhere.
Why were they damaged by racism?
Let's see. People like Black Justice's dad.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very racist belief.
But
Dad.
Was his father black too?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought you were talking
racial purity.
Okay. So he wants a solid black race all the way down. He's kind of like a Malcolm X.
Yeah. Well, Black Justice or Adam Freeman. He was born from a white mother.
Interesting. Go ahead.
Other. And his evil dad doesn't want anyone to know that that's his son. He had bad things happen to him and other people. And then he became a hero. The Black Justice. The second best hero next to Captain Eagle.
Okay.
The Saviors. Years from World War III.
Oh, yeah. I forgot this world was a post-World War III world.
Yeah.
Okay, so go on.
Yeah. Black, taking the Black Justice thing, he would incorporate many others. There's like White Justice, who's without doubt the most loyal to him, next to Yellow.
Okay.
Hello. White is someone who will do anything Black says without question. Because he was wrong just the same. And by his dad. Okay. His dad caused his parents' divorce.
Oh.
Black Justice's dad caused his parents' divorce.
Okay.
And he might look white, but he has Hispanic roots.
Okay.
Roots with his dad.
Okay.
And you'd be amazed what they did. White, it is dangerous 24/7 with the exact same powers as Black. Being strength, speed, reflexes, and laser eyes.
Okay.
You can't forget the laser eyes.
Right. Continue.
They would go on and destroy people who support his dad. And when his dad invited Black Justice, Black just do something, he ran out all the bad things his dad did.
Mm-hmm.
It made him look like a fraud. Because he is.
Yeah.
He claims he's trying to do the right thing for America, but he's not. He just wants every race to stick with its own race.
Okay.
He's-
It's those guys.
Yeah. And he weaseled his way up. He wasn't exactly going to win president, but was able to get vice president.
Okay.
And sad part is he lost his competitor, who was kind of the opposite of him. And he would aid the Nazis in their attack on Washington. He gave them a clean way in.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And they only had temporary superpowers. 12 hours in total.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they destroyed Washington. The White House was...
We'd have to crush them
nothing.
after that.
Yeah. And we did.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the War of 1812.
Really?
Yeah, which lasted from 1812 to 1814.
Really?
Yeah. The British sacked the White House twice. They sacked Washington, D.C. twice.
Mm-hmm.
All it did was make us mad.
Yeah.
We'd actually taken most of the Great Lakes region away from them. And then destroyed the army that fought Napoleon in New Orleans. Well, outside New Orleans.
Yeah.
So cool, go on.
Anyway, each justice has their own reasons for joining. I mean, a lot of them just want to see men, and like Black Justice's father, other down.
Yeah.
And they gladly saw it. All the bad people they dealt with, even the other heroes were beyond in on this. They were supporters. They even covered up some stuff that would be suspicious just to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Manny Cousin Black Justice's mind, because despite what the public is told, Black Justice is the real leader of the team.
Okay.
Captain Eagle's kind of a second in command. Well, not really much of a second in command. He's just kind of a powerhouse that's also there.
That's okay. You can always have a front man for a team.
Yeah. They were kind of frontline troopers in the first place. Stretchy. Jay, he was in. She kind of ended up joining under a court reason, you know. Why a lot of them joined the military.
Yeah.
She joined it
To
because,
avoid jail time.
yeah. She was kind of abusing heroin.
Ooh, that's awful. Sad too.
Yeah. Considering the fact that it wasn't just as her abusing it, that she was selling it to others for cash and such. And she was like 22. A lot of people in the original team were not really heroic characters. They weren't brave or fearless. They kind of just joined in because they volunteered. And remaining what they're having the last few times, the scientist guy who brought the permanent powers using his formula, he just won't volunteer, so it's less likely he'll have to worry about being in trouble for getting killed. think that guy was called like Granger. Yeah, Dr. Granger.
Mm. Okay.
You get the reference, right?
No. Reference to who?
Okay, back to the point.
Who's talking? Oh, wait a minute.
Dr. Granger brought the permanent formula.
Oh, okay.
No, and he's a hack scientist.
Ah.
Yes. You get the reference? Prince Granger? Remember? It's a reference to Harry Potter, remember? For like Hermione? Because she's the genius.
Oh,
of the group.
Hermione Granger. I don't remember now.
Yeah, you get the reference?
Yes.
Because he's supposed to be a genius, but he's not really a genius.
Ah,
It's funny that way.
that works.
It's kind of like whenever McGonagall, because Professor McGonagall's last name came from, well, a very pathetic poet.
That's all right.
Yeah. And a lot of the people with Black Justice,
Mm-hmm.
they were beyond unloyal. They were basically your friends and family.
Okay.
The Wyomings and beyond.
No. Seems like an appropriate word.
Okay. But, yeah. A lot of them had some ruthless tendencies. Like Captain Eagle, he's a drug abuser.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally one of the few things that never left him during growing up. Now, his dad was a very wealthy man at McDonald's. But his dad didn't care about him. He barely made physical contact. And Captain Eagle, or Michael, as his real name is he was basically we used to be called a disappointment.
Oh, that's awful.
I mean, the lady his dad had engaged to, one, and his dad had, and that girl, his father owed his dad a favor.
Mm.
And two, she did not really care about him. She cared about strength and superiority, which isn't really a good thing. A way of thinking, at least, because how she was saying it was you had to always prove dominant. But in actuality, just because you have strength doesn't really mean you're a good person
That's true.
or helpful.
That's true.
Because the way she thought and where Dad thought was ultimately why they ended up penniless.
Mm.
That's because they claimed to be brave martial artists, but when the war came, they basically avoided getting
Anything
directly
to do.
involved.
Yeah.
They didn't want to become soldiers. Same with her boyfriend, which is the main reason why she broke up with him. They wanted to try to get Captain Eagle with her.
Mm-hmm.
Even claiming the child she had with her boyfriend was his. In reality, he has had no relation to that kid.
Hmm.
He even made it public knowledge that that girl's crazy and lying. I mean, the movies they made, 8 of them were fake. Like stories.
Right. Propaganda.
Yeah, make them look more heroic.
Right.
Like it's basically meant to symbolize. Basically, the Captain Eagle had in his story of a boy growing up poor, but learns he's got incredible powers that matched his heart gold. Whole thing's a lie.
Mm.
He grew up in a very wealthy household. He didn't know what standing up for himself was, as he didn't know that being called a failure was a bad thing as a kid until really entered teenage years. sink or swim, and he only could sink. No one gave him positive reinforcement.
Mm.
I mean, his teachers just ignored him like crazy.
Mm.
Anyone really dumb? He had C's and B's. He's D in his PE, physical education, but he was never really a physically capable person.
Mm.
So, and the bad crowd he was in, they weren't just some punks. They were like him, victims of abuse.
Oh, that's
Their families didn't care about them, like whether their lady. Her parents didn't care about her. And her little sister was a bad kid through and through.
Mm. That's
She just used her disability to get what she wanted.
gotcha.
Which is why a lot of them were given into things like drugs and such. Because it's something that never left them. It was a feeling that made them feel good, happy even. And why a lot of them end up in the military, they didn't really end up as soldiers. They kind of just like bootleggers or something. They cleaned shoes, used locker rooms and stuff like that. They weren't actually on the battlefield.
Well, that happens. The majority of your people are never going to be on the battlefield.
Yeah,
A small percentage are going to be the ones that go and are on the battlefield.
yeah. And they were all expelled before graduation. So we would graduate fine.
But if they need you on the battlefield, you're there.
Yeah. I was referring to the fact that they were not really trained to be soldiers in the first place. Like, they were just in a courtroom because they were kicked out of school and they were found with a pack of marijuana cigarettes
Okay.
and alcohol.
Hmm.
Oh, and a fair share of other illicit substances that children their age should not have.
That's
And they were just teenagers at the time.
yeah.
I mean, when they got their superpowers, it was all awesome. They would actually, not like they really knew how to work them in the first place. They just tried. And friendly fire was very common with them.
Mm-hmm.
But those guys were compensated. This is the U.S. government we're talking about. And they were basically superheroes. A lot of the soldiers actually started to like them. They already kind of like Mike. Like, he was fun to talk to.
Okay.
And his knowledge on alcoholic substances made his commanding officers just talk to him on which one is better.
Hmm.
Either the Captain Morgan, or something else.
Which one paired better with their meal?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you're not drinking Captain Morgan's or
I know, I'm
any
not
of
drinking
those
alcohol.
unless you are getting totally sauced.
Yeah. I mean, he used to take some of his dad's wine.
Hmm.
Especially when he wasn't looking. And he took those down. Plus, a lot of his other people. Plus, with the superpowers, a lot of people. And when the superpower project, the soldiers didn't take it that seriously. They just thought that was stupid.
Hmm.
But they actually took it. And there was a chance they might die. Unlike Adam, they were okay with possibly dying. It's not like they had anything to live for. Adam actually hoped he could make a difference. He actually did become a soldier. He was actually training in using a rifle. But then, these trials came up. And something to remember is that Captain Eagle had the biggest amount of serum in him. Because despite what they thought, he was enduring the pain, which is expected out of a serum like that. It's basically changing your DNA to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
Allowing you to have superpowers and such.
Right. I understand.
Much. So it's going to be extremely painful.
Yeah.
No one died.
Especially when you're doing it that quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, but the main reason why Captain Eagle had the most was because he passed out, drunk in it. And he just drank. He was drinking wine and vodka. Got without anyone knowing. When then, and while the phone was going in, he passed out.
Mm.
So they thought he could take the most of it, which he did. He was the most powerful of all of them. He had all of Captain America and Superman's strength mixed in. Except they couldn't fly and he didn't really have lasers. Yeah, they had to make a special gun for him to use.
Mm-hmm.
That's how powerful he was. It's not like he really was an expert with guns. But he was powerful. Both the team alloyed with a giant revolver. 8 shots. I was thinking 700 nitro, but then again, there's 4 more. That's a big bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Or 950. You remember seeing guns like that at Dad? And because that's the kind of bolt they shoot. It's a single shot that.
Are you talking to 50 counts?
No. So 950.
So 95 caliber.
950 caliber.
Yeah, but it's.
It's a really big rifle that said it could hunt a T-Rex down.
Well, we never would. We don't know that because of the simple fact that no T-Rexes are around.
Yeah.
We have no possible way of actually testing that. But I could see why you would want to.
Yeah, we could look up a photo of that. It's basically a cannon.
I believe you.
Yeah. It's a little shorter when compared. It's like the 4-bore,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very, very wide.
Okay.
Anyway, his appearance changed a lot. Some of their appearances changed too. With Vibe became more fit,
Mm.
Because when Michael woke up, he didn't feel any of it. But he just realized he didn't have a headache.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, he was immune to drugs and such. So he took bigger dose, which meant for him, bigger doses.
Right, I get it.
Says he became known. Captain Eagle is known as the man who would be shot multiple times by a tank, even take a nuke to the face.
You cannot do that. I don't care how powerful you are.
That's the point of his powers. That's how powerful he was.
Mm.
He took a nuke to the face. Keep in mind, it still takes place in the future. They make the nukes smaller so they're more controllable.
Yeah, they still make sure that they're very powerful.
Yeah, I know.
Like even the Soviets' briefcase bombs, have a huge capacity for destruction if they're smuggled in. People are afraid of that.
Yeah. But that's the point. When they were testing his powers, they kind of shot a nuke at him.
Why would you do that?
That's how powerful they wanted to test him. He was fine.
Wow. Obviously.
And if you're curious what it's called, it's what you call a minor nuke. It's a very powerful weapon, but it's not to the big destruction the normal nukes can cause.
Why wouldn't you just use a?
The minor nukes are more controllable and less likely to cause.
The ones that they
massive
use are
damage.
depleted uranium rounds. Tanks use those, and others use those because a depleted uranium round will penetrate the hull of something and then flood the compartment with radiation. So it just kills the people, and all
Yeah.
the equipment is left just fine.
Yeah.
That way we can take the equipment and study.
Yeah. The charm with every with a lot of kind of weapons. But during them appear to just tick a little bit. Think like Poe did when Tai Lung tried to use his nerve attack on him. But it just tickles Poe.
Yeah.
You know, because Poe was more
Bulky.
yeah, in fact.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yellow Justice was as for Wushu Wong.
Mm-hmm.
He joined it because he believed their cause was an actual cause.
Okay.
Kind of like what his cause was when he conquered the cosmos.
Mm. Sounds like somebody who could conquer the cosmos could conquer whatever else he wants pretty easily.
Yeah. Keep in mind, that was a long time ago. Also, he kind of it was the reason why some of the planets in our solar system have no life on them.
Ah. That's awful.
Not exactly awful. That's kind of what happens in empires with wars and such.
No,
Because as those were basically the bases where his enemies were. So what he did kind of made sense.
Okay.
And he was an immortal being. He can control water and such.
Mm-hmm.
When he got the power formula in him,
Mm-hmm.
he was even more powerful than he could have imagined. Sad part is, due to the immense power it causes, it also can make your body more dense and such.
Mhm.
So whenever he stepped around, it was hard to walk. Which is why a lot of them had to have special cushions and such in their shoes to make them more lighter in their step.
Mm.
It's like walking in snow. Oh.
Okay.
Well, the more you step, the harder it gets.
I think that we're pretty much ready to be done here.
Yeah.
And thank you everybody for watching.
Bye.